Brett is here, and we have time for a couple of quick questions. I don't want to keep you from your drinks too long.
I know, you have a happy hour to go to. Not on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hello again, Brett Forrest, KOAA. Okay, so Dr. Craighead, I'm going to base this question off a conversation you and I had yesterday, just because it's top of mind, top news right now. The government shut down. We have a lot of federal jobs here locally. So what, in your mind, do you think we would see in terms of impacts with the government shutdown, either immediate or if it drags on, what we might see?
Yeah. So historically, government shutdowns have not had major economic impacts, partly because they've typically been short. So everything will get worse the longer it goes on. We are unique here in that in our civilian employment, our share of federal workers is about double the national share. We have close to 14,000 federal workers, civilian workers, and then around 35,000 people in the armed forces. So that means about 1 out of every 8 paychecks in this region are coming from the federal government. So we've got a pretty significant share of our population that right now is facing some uncertainty about whether they're going to get paid on time. And hopefully the shutdown is short enough that their paychecks do come on time, but just that uncertainty alone may lead them to hold off on some discretionary spending. So I do think it will have an impact on the local economy, even in the short term.
And then you kind of touched on it in your presentation, but in terms of fewer permits being pulled and decrease in building materials, what other impacts to the local economy are we seeing as a result of that, in terms of things like appliances and whatnot, and sales tax?
Yeah, so we, not only has building declined after that boom, but we also have seen lower turnover in real estate. So home sales, sales of existing homes, generate economic activity because people are more likely to buy new furniture and appliances when they're moving into a different house. So that slowdown in real estate activity has been another factor in why things have been a little bit slower, because we are, as a growing community and one with a lot of population turnover, real estate and construction are particularly important for our local economy. But there is an elevated number of listings, so I'm hoping that will start to flow into more of a pickup in transaction volume, though we are past the peak selling season, so you kind of have to judge October relative to last October, not relative to June or July.
And I'll end it with this so everyone can get to happy hour. You did touch on Space Command, but since it is such a big talker, what actually do you think will be the economic impacts if we see this actually move out of the city? So
first of all, I'm glad you used the word "actually" there. I'm not an expert in Congress or Pentagon, but I think this has got some ways to go. So I don't think we should assume that it's gone. The actual number of jobs associated with the command itself is between 1,000 and 2,000, which is a bummer to lose 1,000 to 2,000 high-paying, high-skilled jobs. But on the scale of our overall economy, it's not huge. The key question, I think, is really what impact is this going to have on decisions made by defense contractors, by the private companies in the defense industry. And that's where I think being a region with a strong workforce and a region that is attractive to business and attractive to workers, right? So the most important thing, if you're running a business, that you need very specialized technical skill for your business, is to be in a location where those skills either exist or you can attract people with those skills. So I don't see this as something that is devastating to us or going to dramatically change the course of our economy. But it is a bit of a bummer, to be sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, I will end it there. So Dr. Craighead, thank you. Round of applause for helping put on this entire day.